age of 21, while I was at university, my therapist, who had made the exception and had an emergency appointment for me because there was a hospitalization, also got me into an emergency appointment with a psychiatrist. And that was the first time I'd ever seen a psychiatrist. That's the first time she ever asked me to see a psychiatrist. And when I went to see the psychiatrist, that was when I was formally diagnosed with bipolar disorder type 1, when I was in college. So once I had the formal diagnosis of bipolar disorder type 1, it became much easier to notice things about me. And then I could look back and say, I've been having these symptoms since I was 15 years old. So it became much more about recognizing the symptoms that I had read about in books. So not only was it about reading, but it was also about having a good support system at that time where I was at, to also recognize what I myself couldn't recognize because I was new in the disease. And it takes a lot of introspection to know your symptoms and to know when they're manifesting. I met a wonderful team of psychiatrists there who listened to me and who respected me and who wanted to have a conversation about, well, why didn't you stay on that medication? And I've been on that medication ever since. I've never once left that medication after the hospitalization. My new psychiatrist, we have conversations about, is this medicine working for you? What are the side effects? Recently, when I had a negative experience with the bipolar disorder, when I had more of a manic episode, she was very much, okay, we need to tackle this outside of just the medication realm. We need to talk about, what are you eating? How are you exercising? Are you getting out to see your friends? She really looked at it from more of a holistic perspective. And she's incredible when she listens, she listens to me so much. So I called her the other day and I told her I was having a negative experience with the medication. It was making me dizzy. And she right away said, you know what, come in this week. You can stop it if you need to, but we'll talk about it. Maybe this isn't the right medication for you. And it was an experience I haven't had before with a psychiatrist, which makes me sad. I was 21 when I was diagnosed. I'm 28 now. That's 7 years. And this is the first time a psychiatrist has actually listened to me. And it means a lot. I am very loyal to my psychiatrist now. If she asks me to do something, I do it. And I feel comfortable telling her that maybe this isn't the right medication for me. She's open to having conversations about medication. And she's also open to saying, medication is part of our conversation. She helped me find a dietitian. We found a personal trainer for me to see on a regular basis. She's communicating with my internalist, with my therapist. My OBGYN and her will be working together when I go back in for my annual visit and I sign the ROI. She's very open to working as a team. I've become very comfortable just bringing it up. It's a part of my family history, just like breast cancer is a part of my family history. I say it on every forum. I'm very clear that I have bipolar disorder. I take medications to manage that. And some of these medications do need to be taken into consideration when we're talking about my health concerns moving forward. And I have not experienced any rejection of that by the doctors that I have stuck with. There are some doctors who might brush over it, but I don't stay with them. If you're not going to address a health concern that I have, then you're not the doctor for me. I am Cassie before I am a person living with the diagnosis. I am still who I am. It would take me several years to get over this bipolar disorder, and I need to tell everyone that I had bipolar disorder. I would say it took me 5 years when I was well into my last semester of graduate school in social work to realize that, yes, I have bipolar disorder, but there's a lot more about me. I think in particular it was because all my social work friends were just coming to me with all their questions about bipolar disorder, and I didn't know. I didn't know why their client was doing this thing. Maybe they had trauma in their past. I don't know. And that's when I realized that I can't own bipolar disorder. Everyone has their own experiences. It's all unique to them. So it took me quite a while to move past all I was my diagnosis. It does not define who they are. They are still have all the accomplishments they ever had before the diagnosis. Those still stand, and you will continue to make progress no matter what. The important part is to reach out. And you can reach out to a peer, you can reach out to your friends, you can reach out to doctors, whoever you feel comfortable. Because it's very confusing for a while. It's very confusing what that diagnosis means. But we're not limited, we're not less than. None of us are. No matter what our circumstances happen, bipolar or not. Like I said, I've accomplished everything I wanted to accomplish for my kid. I moved to a big city from a little city. I went to one of the best schools in the state. I went to grad school. I have a master's degree. I'm going to sit for my clinical license exam. I have a very good job at a national office. We're not limited by anything other than what we believe in ourselves.